he's in there. So there you have it. I've actually done my homework and I've picked the team. You're welcome.
So coming up, it's an absolute feast of fine international rugby to enjoy. There are 5 massive matches just on Saturday alone. Let's take a look at the respective test series, get some predictions from the boys. England, Australia. England coming off the back of questionable Six Nations, huge defeat to the Barbars. Australia have lost their last 3 matches, although they did do the double over the Springboks last year. Yeah. Thoughts?
So I think it's going to get ugly, gentlemen. Because what we're failing to remember is that this Australia team has some very juicy mavericks in it that weren't playing in those last 3 tests. We've got Kerevi in the mixer. Probably just because he's playing in Japan, you're not hearing about him, but probably the best centre playing the game right now. I'd say definitely up in the conversation. And then, of course, we've got the social media sensation, the superstar. That is Quade Cooper at 10. And anything can happen with that guy. He's got a very deep magic hat with lots and lots of tricks. So it should be... And anyway, the last time we saw him play, he was actually playing a very sort of test match orientated game. Wasn't the jinky, steppy, out the back wristies of the Queensland Reds days. But we'll see, man. I just think Australia are going to have the bit between their teeth. England looking ripe. They're going to smell blood in the water. And,
is it Parisi, the other centre? Outstanding. I mean, carving up all season.
And then Marika Koroibete, the scariest in the game right now.
Mate,
runs like he's trying to kill grass. But yeah, it should be interesting. It should be very interesting. But I believe Australia have got this one. And then there's, of course, Taniela Tupou, Tongan Norse mythology incarnate. So God bless. Let's see if Eric can swing low enough.
But what do you reckon? So what do you reckon? 3-0 to Oz?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, geez.
All right, 2-1.
No, that's fine. No, because you're going to take away what I want to say. I want to say 2-1. But I reckon it's going to. I reckon it's go 1-1. I reckon we'll see the Aussies win. Then I reckon England will scrape the second one, and then I think the Aussies will win the third.
I'm just trying to think what's England's in here, because what's England's in this game right now? Like, how are they going to beat them? Because right now, based on the last few games, they usually overpower them. But I just think it's not the same sort of pack yet. No. But maybe with the
Aussies, it's all about front football, and they've got enough in there to get front football.
Yeah, they got enough flinty blokes in there now to get it done, I think. But maybe I'll be wrong. But
it's
I think
bloody interesting. All of these tests are going to be crazy. But I'm with you. I reckon the Aussies will win the tour in total. But how exciting! I tell you, more importantly, I'd love to put some bets on this, which I'm not allowed to do, obviously. So anyone out there, I don't know whether you can or not. Owen Farrell to get a yellow or red card throughout the 3 tests. That would be easy money. That would be easy money.
But you've just yeah, fair. From that stat I told you, he's never been carded for a high tackle in an international game.
But people are aware of it now. I reckon this is it. So imagine the odds will be brilliant. The odds will be brilliant if that's never happened before. It's coming. I'm waiting for it.
Who did he? He absolutely no-armed a lot for Australia, didn't he? Rodder.
Because you know what the Aussies are like as well, and the crowd will be like on them. They hate each other, don't they? You know what I mean? The bloody
White
Poms are over here, mate. Let's give them a bit of shit.
Yeah, Nick White just flying into everyone. Yeah.
Can you imagine the sledging that'll be going on from the Aussies, and they'll be getting stuck into him, and he'll lose it a little bit, and I can see it. Oh, it's going to be a good old tour, that one. I'm excited for that.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Another big heavyweight clash sees Ireland heading to New Zealand for 3 tests. Irish, obviously, brilliant Six Nations, great win over the All Blacks last year. Although they did, their midweek team did just get slightly pumped by the New Zealand Maoris, at least lost relatively easily, let's say. And they've never won a series over in New Zealand. Kiwis, though, COVID, what do we think?
5 games, though. What were Ireland thinking? They won 5 bloody games. Are they mental? Over in New Zealand, they're going to be absolutely smashed to bits by the end of this. As if we've not played enough rugby. Jesus.
5. This is a hard one, I think. This is the toughest one to predict, I think.
It is. It is because Ireland have won 2016 in Chicago, 2018 in Dublin, 2021 in Dublin, but have never won over in New Zealand.
Yeah. Also, I think like that, this new kind of generation of New Zealand players now, you can sort of are coming through, and I think they've got a bit more time in the saddle. And I think what we saw in the championship won't be a fair reflection of what Ireland are going to face, and there's going to be revenge on their minds, isn't there? So,
yes, revenge.
I don't know. I'm going to go. What do you say? It's 5 tests.
5 tests, but we'll not that they're not as good a games, but we'll rule out the Maori All Blacks. There's 2 Maori All Blacks games, so there's a couple midweekers almost. So the 3 main tests, I'm going 3-0 New Zealand.
3-0. Oh gosh.
I know. I said it. Yes, I did, people. I don't know. I just think going over to New Zealand it's just completely different. It isn't Chicago. It isn't Dublin. It's a different old kettle of fish, my old friend. But there's me saying that. Fuck me, the Irish have been unbelievable.
Yeah, they've been unreal.
So,
are there any Irish Indians?
Listen, I will get a little bit of, shit for this. But I sort of feel it in my gut, Max. I think it's going to be 3-0 New Zealand. I'm sorry, any Irish people.
But the Irish squad, those fit? Like, is everyone fit? What are the injuries like?
No, they're fit. They're fit. They're fully strapped. Let's just.
I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 to Ireland.
Oh, bloody hell, Max!
I'm backing them. I'm going to say France was a blip. Although Leinster in the final was basically Ireland. Oh, I don't know. Maybe they're waning. Maybe their form is waning, and now we'll find out truly.
Oh my God! How good is that?
All Blacks. Yeah,
it's a good summer tour. Here we go. Next up,
another heavyweight clash. World champions Springboks hosting a Wales side who've spent the last few years, probably now, somewhat in transition. Thoughts on this one?
This is come on. What are we saying here, right?
Oh no! You just want me to put it out there, and then I'll get absolutely slagged off.
I want you to get hated on, not me. I already slammed the England lads, and they're going to hate me for that.
Mate, right. Well, hold on. What was Wales' last game? Tell me, where was Wales' last game, Max?
You know what,
Max? It was in the Six Nations. Ange Gapamutso. What did he do to him?
It was the case.
They lost to it. And now they're going over to South Africa, and they are playing in Pretoria, first game, Bloemfontein second, and then Cape Town. The 2 altitude ones first. Oh, mate. Listen, I love them. There's a lot of my mates in that Welsh team. I love them. But, boys, take your tin helmets with you. It's going to be a long old day. It's going to be a long old tour.
Back your shoulder blades, because you're going to need them where you're going. Hope the AC joints are tight, lads. I don't know. Yeah, so we're saying that's a 3-0.
Okay, just on that one, boys. Let's go through. You got in the squad. Okay, forwards: Alan Wynne-Jones, Fadatau, Lydia Navidi, Adam Beard. In the backs, you've got Bigger, George North, Josh Adams, Reece Zammit, Cuthbert, Liam Williams. These are all guys who have historically been very, very good. You guys they're going to get pumped.
Even historically, even if you put that team out, like say Wales on their best day, best form, they potentially might beat them. But we're talking about this world champions here. They probably should have Grand Slam their tour. England sort of got a bit lucky on a few occasions in that contest. So I just think South Africa rugby right now is piping hot, and it is bubbling. And then Wales are on a quest to rediscover form. But as you say, they've got a lot of guys returning back, which will help them so much. But I still think, even if a couple of those games are competitive, I still think the Springboks are going to get a 3-0 win.
Tough old shift going to South Africa, Mark. It is.
Okie dokie. Well, you both agree on that one. Fair enough. Finally, Ryan, your boys heading to Argentina for their summer test series. They'll be up against Czechs' Pumas, if you will. What are we thinking?
It's going to be another interesting one. They played Chile. The A team played Chile last week and won. that'll have no bearing on the game. There's a lot of young guys getting their first caps, but I reckon we'll be all right. I reckon we'll be all right going over there. Like, we're missing, obviously, some key players like Hoggy and Finn Russell. They didn't go over. Not sure the story behind that. I think it's probably just more of a building block towards the World Cup and to get a few more leaders in the team. But I think we'll be all right. I think, listen, the Argentinian team are going to be dangerous, and under Checker, they're going to be a different type of team. Could the RG sneak one of them? Maybe, but I think we'll be all right. I reckon 3-0, possibly 2-1 to Scotland. Max?
Which one?
2-1, I'm 2-1. 2-1 to Scotland.